Alright, so before I start, I'm just going to say that Google Minesweeper is not a good version of the game if you want to learn, since it leaves out some features like undo, redo, or chording. I'd recommend using the Tatham Mines website, then moving to minesweeper.online once you get used to how the game works. So I'll start with the rules. The board is divided into cells, also call them tiles for this tutorial, with mines randomly distributed. To win, you need to open all the cells without hitting any mines. The number on a cell shows the number of mines adjacent to it. For example, a 1 tile has exactly 1 mine around it, a 2 tile has exactly 2 mines around it, and so on. Using this information, you can determine cells that are safe and cells that contain mines. Cells suspected of being mines can be marked with the flag by right-clicking. Cells you know are safe can be opened by left-clicking. If you want to try this first board before I explain it, click the first link in the description. So when I first started playing, the only flags I knew to place were on these corners. This one and this one. There's only one place for the flag to go in order to solve this one tile. This one right here. It took me a couple days to realize that these tiles are guaranteed to be clear. These three that I'm highlighting. Because this one tile already has one flag around it. This one. A tile is solved, and its surrounding tiles can be cleared if it has the same amount of flags around it. For example, this one is solved, but this one is not, because there's no flag around it. Because this one is solved, I can clear the other tiles around it because those can't be mines. So this one is solved. All these ones are solved because there's already a flag here. If you continue to follow this logic, you get to around here. There are no more corners and no more 1 tiles with a flag. But if you look at this 3 tile, right here, it's actually another variation of the corner 1. There are only 3 tiles for the flag to go, so those 3 tiles have to be mines. Same thing with this number 2. There are only 2 places for the flag to go, so those have to be mines. From here, this one is solved, this one is solved, everything here is good. This one is solved. This is a corner, this one is solved, this one is also solved, and we're good. With this logic, you should be able to win every easy no-guessing game on the minesweeper.online websites. I'll go through one more game there to show that. So here, no guessing and easy. This X is where you start, and let's see. This is a corner, so this one is solved. This one is also solved. You can clear it. This 2 only has 2 around it, and this 2 is solved. This is a corner. This one is solved. This is also a corner, and this one is solved. Corner. This 2 only has 2 around it, so it can be solved. This is a corner. This 3 is solved. This 2 is solved. This 2 can be solved. There's only 2 possible places for the flag to go. And we're good. Try some out for yourself, and maybe some medium games too, if you're feeling confident. Come back if you get stuck on something I haven't explained yet, or keep watching as I go into more complex stuff. So now I'll be talking about patterns in the game, which is usually where most people stop playing, because that's where it gets tricky. Patterns are patterns because, if you use them correctly, they will work out the same way every time. To recognize patterns, you have to play enough to either understand the logic behind them or memorize its outcome. It all comes with time and a bit of thinking. The first pattern I'll go over is the 1-1 pattern, which involves 2 1 tiles on a wall. This is a wall. This is a wall. You see. There are 4 links in the description to try. On this board, there are 2 possible places the mine can be for this 1 tile. If it was here, then these 4 tiles would be clear, because this one is solved, right? Oops, I forgot I did that. If it was here, then these 4 tiles would be clear, because, this one is solved. Pretend that you didn't see the mine. I don't know if it's here or here, but I do know that these 3 tiles were always clear, so I can clear them. Let's do that again with a different board on the right. If it was here, then this one is solved, and these 2 are clear. If it was here, then this one is solved, and these 2 are clear. In both situations, this one was always clear, so I can clear it. Same thing here. And same thing here. For this board, you can also apply the 1-1 pattern. So you can apply it here, but you can also apply it here with these two ones right here. Same thing right here. By the way, a shortcut for 1-1s is clearing the 3rd tile in a wall of 1s. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This right here is a more complicated 1-1. I'm looking at this one and this one. So if it doesn't make sense right now, it's fine. So I know that it's either here. For this one, it's either here or here. If it was here, this one would be solved and these 4 would be clear. If it was here, these 4 would be clear. In all situations, these 3 are clear. There's more. If it was here, then these 4 would be clear. If it was here, then these 4 would be clear. Again, these 3 are clear then. While there are 2 1s next to each other, this is not an example of a 1-1 because there is no tile that is guaranteed to be safe. If you look at the 3 possibilities, every tile has a chance of being a mine. The next pattern I'll go over is the 2-1 pattern, which is probably the most common and helpful pattern I know. As the name suggests, it involves a 2 and 1 tile next to each other on a wall. There are links in the description for this pattern as well. One way to approach this is to look at all the possible combinations and find something that stays the same every time. Let's look at this situation down here, right here. To solve this 2 tile, there should be 3 possibilities, right? 1 here, like this, 1 like this, or 1 like this. But, as you can see, there are 2 flags in this 1 tile. The game tells you, so it's wrong. Because of this, there are only 2 possibilities then, like this, or like this. You'll notice that 2 things stay the same in both situations. There's always a flag here, and these 3 tiles are always safe. A shortcut for 2 1s is to put 1 flag outside the 1, but inside the 2. Here. And also, clear the tiles outside the 2, but inside the 1. So, outside of this, but inside here. These 3. I'll do another one just cause. So, outside the 1, inside the 2. And clear these 3. Another one. Let's look at this one. Outside the 1, there's a flag here. Outside the 2, this is clear. Here's one more example. Let's look at the 2 right here, and let's say this one. You'll see soon why it doesn't matter which one you choose. Flag outside the 1, here, and clear outside the 2, right here. You can see that this one is solved, so we can clear these, and you can solve this 2 with 1 more flag. Let's do the same thing with this 2 and this 1 instead. So, flag outside the 1, and clear outside the 2. This one right here is solved. And you can solve this 2 with a flag here. The cool thing is that we just found a new pattern involving a 1, a 2, and a 1. 1-2-1 patterns will always have flags on the 1s. Right here, and right here. Now on another board, flag here, and flag here. This 2 is solved, this 1 is solved, this 1 is also solved. The next thing I'll be covering is more of a strategy than a pattern, and it's called reduction, or subtraction. Remember that the number on a tile tells you how many mines are around it. With reduction, you can subtract that number by the amount of mines that are currently around it to make a new number. With this 1-2-1 pattern from earlier, each number reduces to 0. 1 minus 1 flag equals 0, 2 minus 2 flags equals 0, and 1 minus 1 flag equals 0. This means that there are 0 mines around these numbers, and that they can be cleared. Seems simple, but it actually becomes a helpful strategy when you apply it to numbers that don't subtract to 0. For example, if I restart and go to the right side instead, this is a corner, this one is solved, this is a corner, this one is solved, and this is also solved. Corner. But I'll get stuck here. To get past this, let's use reduction to see the numbers in a different way. 1 minus 0 equals 0, 3 minus 1 equals 2, 2 minus 1 equals 1. If I say these new numbers in order, it will sound familiar. 1, 2, 1. It's the 1-2-1 pattern. So, here. Same thing here. 2 minus 1 equals 1. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 2 minus 1 equals 1. 1, 2, 1. Let's do one more example. At the top, these 2 1s are corners. This 2 is solved. This 2 can be solved. And let's look at this 4. This 4 reduces to a 2, and it's next to a 1. It has to be a 2-1 pattern. Flag outside the 1, and clear outside the 2. Another way to look at it is keeping this flag and reducing this 4 into a 1. This is a wall, so this is now a 1-1 pattern. From earlier, we count to 3. 1, 2, and this is clear. Another mechanic in the game I'll cover is called chording. when a number is solved, like this 1 with 1 flag around it, or this 2 with 2 flags around it, you clear its remaining tiles by clicking each one individually, like this, or like this. However, you can use chording and click the number instead, like this, or like this. Be careful though, if your flag is in the wrong place and you chord, the game will hit the mine automatically. If used correctly, chording is a really helpful tool to use if you want to play fast, like me. Those are all the patterns I'll cover in this video. Let's do one final game that should cover every pattern I talked about today. Once again, the link is in the description for you to try before I explain it. So, let's go. This is a 1-1. This 2 can be solved. This reduces to a 1-2-1. This one is solved. These are all solved. This is a corner. This is a corner. This one is solved. This is a corner. This 2 is solved. This one is solved. This 2 can be solved. This reduces to 2-1. So, flag outside the 1, and clear outside the 2. This is a corner, corner, corner. These are all solved. This 3 can be solved. This 2 is good. This is also good. This is a corner. These ones are solved. This 2 can be solved. This is a corner. These are solved. Another corner. These are solved. These 2, it's self-explanatory. This reduces to 1-2-1, and these are good. This is a corner, corner. This 2 is solved. This 1 is solved. This one's also solved. This 2 can be solved. This 3 as well. This 3 is good. This reduces to 2-1. Flag outside the 1, and this 3 is solved. This 2 is solved. I'm saying solved a lot. These 2 are corners. This 2 is good. This is a corner. This one is solved. This one is solved. This 2 is good. This 4 can be solved. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 3 is good. This 2 is good. And I'm just gonna stop talking. We're good. I hope this video helped you in some way if you're playing this game. Remember that my current skill is the product of hundreds of hours of playing, and that learning this game takes time. Start off with the 9x9 and make your way up to the 30x16 or the 80x80 if you want to put yourself through that. It took me a month of playing in class to be my first medium board, so don't worry if you don't get it. Check the link I added in the description to the official Minesweeper patterns page if you want to learn more, or play by yourself and find your own patterns. By the way, if you ever get stuck, feel free to DM me on Discord or Instagram for help, because I'll probably be playing too. Have fun!